So this morning, I just want to read you a short poem by John O'Donohue. It's a time written seems to be like in the middle of a storm. I think it relates to life as we go through difficult times, particularly now, I think, with everything that's going on with COVID and all of the restrictions that are around that. It kind of seems like there's this low-level storm that's going on in our lives. Now, I grew up in southern Alberta, and if you know anything about southern Alberta, or like many of the prairies, it's a very windy place. And for the most part, wind isn't really that big of a deal, but at the end of a day, or especially if there were 2 or 3 days straight, where there was quite a bit of wind, and I'm talking like 40 to 50 mile an hour continued sustained winds, so like 70 to 90 kilometers per hour sustained winds plus gusts above that. That's the kind of winds that we would have, and it was just draining. And by the end of the day, you just felt exhausted from being out and working in the wind. I think the same thing is kind of happening now. It's not that major of a deal for many of us in our particular community. It is for others in other places for sure. And so I think this can relate to all of us as we deal with a storm, whatever storm we're going through, in whatever way we are. This is the time to be slow, says John O'Donohue. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try, as best you can, not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will be good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. So try not to allow yourself to be eroded in this time. Remain generous, and we will see that time will be good. For we know that God is in control, and God is always with us.